All right. Who wants to recap, if you wouldn't mind, both? I'll actually offer two inspirations for this for 2 weeks ago and this past and casino night recap.
I can recap the major points of Casino Night, but
All right, you can get one.
Other than talking to Gellin. Do I have notes? I might have.
Keep going. Look, I can only tell you what happened to Krellick, so I'm probably not the one to do this.
Speaking of notes, by the way, my notes are gone.
Your handout?
I used to have like a thing called Documency. That's gone with all my notes in it.
Oh, I see it. For some reason, it says it's in your journal and it should be editable by you. Hold on. You see it?
It just popped up. Yep.
Okay, can you edit it?
I can. But it doesn't show up. Is it in my tools? Nope. Flaming sphere. Oh no, okay, that's why. It's under a new folder under tools. There's now tools notes. Got it.
Apparently there is.
It used to just be under my character sheet.
Oh yeah.
Also, Quetzal has been moved to tools, and that kind of feels bad.
It's truly so I can collapse the tools and notes and just be able to drag your guys' tokens on the map without scanning forever. That's a selfish thing on my part. Anyway, continue. Anyone?
I forget exactly who we talked to about. Maybe it was Kellen. What was going on in the Dreadwood?
Yeah, that was Gellin and a couple of the Oland women.
I should not have started eating. Sorry. I had Swedish fish stuck in my teeth.
The best way to recap is with
Let me just recap. Let me just recap and eat this real quick.
I forgot I volunteered. I'm so hungry. I forgot.
It was also while my notes were being found. We found out a bunch of information about the Dreadwood. Granny Nightshade rules over Castle Spiral. And all of the Dreadwood. There are multiple hag covens within the Dreadwood, of which there are 3 layers. The heart, the center circle, and the outer fringes. The outer fringes are least patrolled by the Fae/dark creatures, but there are a bunch of bandits. Granny Nightshade also has, and this is the one that terrified me, an elite guard of 23 Oni that prowl the Dreadwood, which is full of all sorts of creatures from the Hells, the Shadowfell, and the Feywild. Basically, the Dreadwood is a terrifying place, and you cannot sleep because you can become infected. Your dreams can become infected if you sleep within the Dreadwood. There has been reports of constant feeling of being watched, and the Jackalwares that we had fought, which may have infected Krellick at some point, were also tied to the Dreadwood. Colette, who was I think, granddaughter of Edda Oland, had been abducted by someone posing as an old man who needed help. And that is what I found out in that session. I don't remember what else happened in that session for everyone else. That's all I got notes
on. The gambling house got set up. Lucky got cured of her curse. Yop put together some elixirs for Vicaris, and Krellick became a wizard.
Yep. My notes are that I have many mysterious powers, and I am a powerful war mage.
I do remember now that you sort of terrified poor Talawick because you wanted your magic to just crush people. And she was
I
like,
don't see
what?
why that's a weird request. Why is that a weird request?
She's a very gentle conjurer.
It's true. She does seem to have a gentle soul.
And then last week we all went to the casino boat in Waterdeep, where the deal was put to us to assist Hamir and his franchise by killing a dragon whose hoard they had stolen. They had planted basically a teleport beacon in her lair, and if we agreed to help defeat this dragon, that he would duel somebody. And we did. Kicked the crap out of a dragon with the assistance of some folks from the Tavern franchise, who we met up with again. Yeah.
Doesn't matter how.
Did we split up whatever gold we got after that?
I do not believe it was split up.
Okay, good.
No, I was under the impression it was because we talked about how it was 284 gold like per person, and that we were giving cuts to like Lucky and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we put some in the hoard. It was like a couple leftover gold.
Okay, so it's 284 gold.
Well, that's how much I got.
It was less than that. Yeah, it was less than that because it was 1,500 split between the two franchises, and then we did a 7-way split, which 214 gold. So you must have had 70 gold left over, and then the remainder went into the. Maybe it was 210 or something like that, and then the remainder went into the hoard. It was also, I think. No, I'm thinking of something else. It went into the hoard. We split a previous thing with Missy and her.
Okay, that's just a pretty strong indication that my 72 gold is incorrect.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I think my 200. I'm looking at my notes. Just say 284 gold, and I'm looking at my D&D Beyond sheet. That's just the amount of gold I have. So, I can't remember how much I got paid. I don't think we all got a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot because we split it essentially between two parties.
Cool.
Yeah, it was split pretty wide.
Yeah. I know that I got paid. It got split, and then I gave it all to Lucky as a housewarming present.
I believe technically that was money from the last mission prior to that. So you have
money that
money
we were
now.
talking about is from the dragon.
Okay. So that I have no idea. I was not there for that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. I just only have how much money I currently own.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you guys, since there seemed to be vague interest in doing so, a very short amount of time that you would be able to do any business in Waterdeep you might have interest in. But other than that, we will get you back to Saltmarsh. So is there anything that the magnificent metropolis, the jewel of the Sword Coast, you would have any interest in getting involved with?
Well, I need a new hat because mine burned apparently. So I need to find. Oh, it was described as pretty singed. I need. I'll need to find a haberdashery. I think it's called.
Yes.
To see if they can. I want the same hat. I want the same hat.
Okay. That's going to be 3 gold for you.
Okay.
It's an expensive hat. And it's a rush order, so.
Yeah. Hold on. 3 gold?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's really, oh man, I thought they were worth a lot more than I was trying to see how I could pay an electrum. Um, it looks like it'll be my 4 electrum and 1 gold, but that makes me want to keep the electrum because it's so stupid to offer people that. So I'll give him the 3 gold that he wants.
Okay.
Why don't you try and bargain him down to 2 gold and 4 electrum?
Yeah. Bargain him down. yeah. I mean, that almost makes sense. That almost makes sense for sure. No, I mean, I should probably pick up more electrum. I should probably
Yeah, you're running low, dude.
run a little low on this electrum. Man, I don't even know what we would even do in this city. We don't have enough money to like make a significant purchase. Are any of us familiar with Waterdeep?
I'm not.
Nope.
Nope.
Yop's familiar with a big city, but not Waterdeep.
Yeah,
So she just
and
likes that there's hustle and bustle.
this place is, God, much cleaner than Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. It's a big city. I'm gonna have to play. I've never been here. I'm gonna have to play into a personality trait, which is to me a tavern brawl is a nice way to get to know a new city. So I'm gonna try to go get drunk and pick a fight with someone.
That is not a fucking problem. Until the City Watch shows up.
Sure. He started it. He wouldn't give me his drink.
Unless you chill out, you get to spend a night in the trust box. So
Trust box is good.
Yeah, I'll give him the don't you know who I am sort of thing. But I won't cause such a scene as to be arrested.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep, I kind of figured.
Yeah. If that situation's able to be diffused a bit, I would then, if the person I picked a fight with is amenable to it, I will offer to buy them around, and we'll get to know each other over bloody noses. You know.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure. It's a 7.
He'll take your drink, but he doesn't share a lot with you. Although a couple of other people still around. There's still enough that you can passively observe about. This incredible city that is it is factually because it is a seaport and it and is so central to the region. It is not unlike Saltmarsh. It is just more colorful, broader, and taller as well.
Yeah. I'll step outside that tavern, kind of stretch my arms and be like, there's a bit of bruising around the face, gotten into a little fun scrap, and I'll just kind of just say out to the city at large, all right, this is my kind of place.
Excellent.
I know it's bad to probably wander the city because it's so big, but I figured there's we're kind of meet up here.
Say,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a grid system. It's not hard, but that's inaccurate.
You also never know when part of it might collapse.
That is a historical moment at this point for you all. The scars of the Sea Ward's sinking have mostly been healed, although now there's now a vast chasm that is just greenery, as many homes have been relocated. And a great park is there instead.
Sweet. Yop is just gonna go find a decent sized blacksmith somewhere and try and swap some stories. And while there, hopefully buy two platinum rings valued at 500 gold apiece.
Jesus.
Holy mackerel!
Or not 500, 50 gold apiece. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the former.
Oh,
I was like,
Oh my
man, you are loaded.
Yeah, how
How
rich are
close.
you?
yeah.
You were just saying you had 17 gold, so like, how much platinum have you been sitting on? Jesus.
Right. Right. Been sitting on Oryx levels of platinum.
Yeah, you can talk to a guild, which you are quickly welcomed into with your background. You could even probably recognize a few of these people, either familially or having met them in person, and yeah, you can get without
Yeah.
having to wait what you're looking for.
Yeah, fantastic. And I basically just want to hang out and reconnect and swap stories and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Anything Lauren's interested in?
No.
What's she doing then?
I think I'm just waiting for everyone to be ready to do something. Yeah.
Okay. And where would you be posting up then?
I'd probably wait at the lighthouse until everyone's ready.
Okay. Okay. And anything for Zashel? Any spell
Zashel is
scrolls or
in.
anything?
What's that?
Spell scrolls or anything?
Well, Zashel is in a new big city, supposedly the metropolis, with all sorts of things to see. So he is going to spend the majority of his day sightseeing, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a new big city. You're supposed to go sightseeing and be a tourist. So that's what he's doing.
Okay. You see, there's many sights to see. The gigantic statues that that protect the city from outer threats. The newly found park that's only a few years old. The the Fields of Triumph. Yeah, and of course the ocean itself. All unique, neat, fun things to do in town.
I need to find like a souvenir of the statues.
A snow globe with all of them inside. For
Oh no, I meant
gold.
like. Okay, I definitely want that also, but I meant like statue versions. Like,
I
of each
know.
I need the action figure version of each of the walking
little-
statues.
I know, but I thought it'd be fun if they were in a snow globe.
No, I also want the snow globe. Zach will keep the snow globe. The statues are for someone else.
Gotcha. Okay. You can pick and choose individual pieces for a gold apiece, or you can buy the set for 4.
I will take the set, so that's 5 gold worth of knickknacks.
Which is
A
very
snow globe.
expensive.
Down
If that is everything, then we can get you guys back to Saltmarsh. Yeah?
I actually have something I'd try to do.
Okay.
I ask around in this tavern that I've been into. I try to I ask around for like where is the Yeah, I probably have to ask. It's not like I'm gonna know where scummy pirates just are. So I'm gonna ask, like, where do the scummy pirates drink? Like, where do people like me hang out?
The Docks Ward, which is a vast region of the southern part of the town, and as you travel south, it gets slummier and slummier, and
Yeah.
the docks are exactly familiar to you, and very navigatable by you.
All right. I want to look for. I want to see if I can find someone who deals in poison.
Okay. Um, I think you could do that with any alchemist. Um, and obviously, the shadier you're looking, the kind of, I guess, worse you could find. So yeah, that's attainable. You can find a shady alchemist.
Okay. I asked the shady alchemist. Um, uh, all right, so I got someone I gotta kill. Yeah, and I want to take him out real bad. What's the nastiest stuff you got?
What sort of death would you wish upon this person? Secretive, violent, gruesome, painful, or subtle?
Mm, oh, they's gonna know it's me. They're gonna be looking me in the eye. Maybe something I could put on like a blade, or something I can, I don't know, smash in the face or something.
For for 200 gold, I can offer an acidic oil that can be put onto a weapon, and this will do 1 point of acid damage if it is applied to a weapon per attack for a minute.
Um, Not bad, not bad. But I mean, is it the nastiest thing you got?
Certainly not, but if you wish to see this person die, and if you wish to harm them physically, that would be your best option.
Mm, I
The
want to
more
know about.
valuable and more deadly things I can cure are more subtle.
I want. I want to know a man. Um, he told me a story about. He used a thing called malice against someone. Said it did him up real nasty, like. Malice is in the DMG under poison. It's an inhaled poison for 250 gold.
I see this. Hmm. He'd be willing to put this together for you for 300 gold.
Oh god. Oh, my money's. I don't even have anything I could trade. It's just money. Hmm. Have I've never asked anyone in Saltmarsh, but has anyone in Saltmarsh even given the impression that they deal in poison like this?
Roll me insight.
Yeah, I'm just trying to determine whether or not I need to make this purchase here and now to
Mm-hmm.
get something, or if it's possible to find it later. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
always possible to find it later, but it's a 7.
The best indicator you have would probably be the arcane salesmen in town, which would be Keldic and Zendros.
Yeah. Oh God. I'll you said 300? So much money. It's so much money. Okay. I don't have that much money, so do you have a card I could take with me?
They produce a small piece of paper with a cipher and hand it to you. When you read over it, you can interpret what it says.
Oh, okay, cool. What the fuck is this? Okay, cool. I'll toss him. I'll leave a copper on the counter for his time, and I'll get out of there.
Okay. Just making a note of that. Anything else? Oh, I forgot to definitely make mention, although it's something I'm sure that comes up. Zashel, you definitely also get a passing what's the word? Observation of Castle Waterdeep and also the Fount of Knowledge, both phenomenal structures and possibly of vague interest to you. But other than
Font
that,
of Knowledge sounds fantastic.
Font of Knowledge is the Temple to Ogma, the vast library that has copies of every piece of literature that exists on the Sword Coast that has ever passed through Waterdeep. Ready to head home?
Krellick is.
I imagine to like sees that right as he gets the message. Hey.
It's time!
It's not.
I mean, you can meet up with your group and ask to stay if you would like.
No, I'm good. I was making it a Twilight Zone reference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a cookbook.
Okay, if that is the case, then you can all be teleported back home to Saltmarsh, to your lighthouse. Nice and convenient. Makes sense, as that is Acquisitions Incorporated property, in a manner of speaking.
Least space. It counts.
Okay, gang. What do you want to do?
Man, we have got to do some kind of job because I was trying to buy something in the deep and I couldn't do it. It would have whopped me out. You know, I got to get paid.
You could have just. I mean, I could have loaned you some money. It wasn't really buying a whole lot. Just a few souvenirs.
I don't like owing money. You know what I'll do when people owe me money?
I assume you turn them over until your money falls out, or something similar.
Yeah, I do not want you to do that to me.
Joshua sort of looks down at his arms, looks at Krellick. It's fine, Krellick. I know where you sleep.
Somehow that sounds even more ominous.
Yeah, that is a terrifying statement.
I just meant you wouldn't have to worry about me, turning you up. It's fine. Anyway, what did you need?
I was gonna buy poison to kill me.
Oh. Okay. Well, we do have that contract for a duel at any point, so.
Yeah, I cannot believe. I'm sorry, go on.
Does the contract state that we can call the time of the duel?
I believe so, yes.
You're wonderful.
I cannot believe you agreed to fight for me, though. I mean, after the dragon, I believe it, but I mean, before then, I was such that short is screwed.
Well, I mean, it's not for me specifically, it's for any one of us versus him specifically from his franchise, but that seems like something that can be discussed at a later time. I don't think that's talked about now. Is there anything we need to do in town now that we're back? I have a few things I need to run into town.
I'm gonna give money to Zany for me helmet.
Then. Right. Okay. Well, let me see if. Wait, what? Where did we leave the turtle shell? Is it here or is it in town? Do you remember? Well, I guess we'll find out. I was gonna say.
Right, I look out the window.
It is moored here, yes.
Oh no, we left it here. Shall we head into town?
Unless anyone has anything they need to do here, although we should discuss with. Give me a moment. I need to speak to Abernathy, let him know how things went in Waterdeep, check in, that sort of thing. And I will go find Abernathy, presumably.
Not a problem. You all returned. Everyone, yes?
Yes. The cars
Excellent.
might still be in Waterdeep, I'm not positive, but...
Oh, dear God.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing I'm trying. Didn't work too well. Okay, cross that off the list. Yeah, everybody made it back. We're fine. Contract with Jim Dark Magic and another franchise has been resolved. Death of a Dragon, blah, 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 blah. And I'll basically run down what happened at Casino Night. Minus the gambling part, since that's not business related.
Good work. Not easy to fight a dragon even with many on your side. Good work.
Yes. Anyway, we have a few things to do in town, if there is nothing you need here.
Perhaps not, although there has been some information passed my way about the possibility of a formal contract being drawn up for expeditions into the Dreadwood. And I could, if you are otherwise occupied, handle the negotiations for that contract, if you need.
Is that with the council or with a specific council person?
The council, as I come to understand it.
We are headed into town, so we can discuss with them once we're in town. But thank you for the offer. I just would, given the information that came across my path the last time I was in town discussing the Dreadwood, I think I would prefer to be present for those negotiations.
Very well. If that is the case, then I will continue working here. Good luck to all of you.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I'll find Missy before we head out. One second. Yeah, sorry. Just want to make sure there's nothing Missy needs since we're going into town.
She regularly has shipments coming in via the turtle shell and your hired crew. And she doesn't appear to be in need of anything. But she signs to you if there's anything you need from her.
Nope, not off the top of my head.
All right, she goes back to work then, tending animals and or tending livestock and preparing stuff at the house. Okay, and Adam.
Apologies, folks.
No worries. You reminded me. I need to check in with Joshua. Joshua, have you finished my necklace? Joshua, yes.
He's around the corner from you.
Oh, Joshua. Oh, yeah, we need to put a bell on you or something. My goodness. Yes, my necklace. Where is it?
He produces it from his pocket.
Oh, wonderful. And Yop puts on a necklace that fits rather tightly around her neck. I just have a little testing before it's ready for a full unveiling. I'll let you all know later.
Are you
Okay,
sure you
Indy.
want to be the one testing that?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'll be here. He just stands in the hall.
A good craftsperson has to trust her own work.
Got it! And he writes that down in a notebook.
Are we ready to head into town?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Okay. Once you get to town, what do you want to do? It is some of the first clearer skies you've seen in the weeks that you've been in Saltmarsh. You're coming up actually on another full month of employment, which means the monthly dues will be up soon, but not quite yet. And you guys have more than enough money to cover it. I wouldn't be too worried. Where do you want to go?
Good weather for sailing. I will. I'm gonna head to Captain Xandros's.
And I'm gonna head there with him.
Okay. Crossing the threshold. Yeah, crossing the threshold alerts her to your presence, and she has a new list of items available. Is there anything in specifics that I could be assisting any of you with today?
Well, I haven't quite raised all the gold we talked about, but here's another 100 gold towards my special item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear. Very much appreciated.
I also came to give some money on me special helmet.
Yes. And how much do you have?
1, 2, 200.
Oh dear. Okay.
I give her 200.
All right. Let's see. How much does that leave you with? I think
200
left.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
What is this helmet for?
Cecil, it's me special brain helmet. It's gonna make me understand when people's talking.
Oh. Didn't you have this cuff for that?
Well, I don't have the cuff anymore now, do I?
I mean-
He said he had trouble understanding what was being said, even though the words were words he knew. This is something I am good at helping with, though. We have nearly completed the item. You know, the rest of the gold will go to the remaining components necessary.
Excellent. Oh, look,
forward to testing it out.
And I look forward to the last 200 gold you owe me. Is there anything else that any of you require assistance with? Or have interest in?
Yeah, what's that thing you got there? It looks like a piece of paper. It says it's 28 gold. That's very cheap. I'll take it.
My dear, you are missing several digits on the price tag. As she unfurls the page.
There's more numbers after that. Okay.
Yes, there are 3 more numbers. It is not 28 gold, it is 28,000 gold.
Who even has that money?
My favorite customers?
Where they live at?
Certainly not us for a very long time.
Although you all have a special place in my heart, having come through so often.
Oh. That's nice. Well, it's lovely to see you as always.
Lovely to see you all. If there is
Yeah,
nothing else I can help you with?
I suppose not. Business good. Everything all right.
Business is fine. Yeah. Could be better, but there are sacrifices that are made with certain appearances. I understand this.
Hey, you got anybody that owes you money that you need them taken care of?
Oh, that's very sweet. But any of those individuals have been handled summarily. But if perhaps if you are interested in handling perhaps some of those instances, I will keep you in mind.
Are we allowed to do independent work?
Of course. Lucky has her side business. We've had individuals do side work before. There's no rules specifically against it, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, Cammy, if you ever need anybody's head knocked around, you let me know.
There are a few who I would have interest in seeing their head knocked around, but I fear that you might not make it past our threshold. And that is not a doubt on you, my dear, but a knowledge of how powerful the Mage Mordenkainen happens to be.
Well, I'm learning magic now, so they's better look out.
Oh, is that so? By what power are you channeling magics?
I panically look at Zashel.
He is, in my understanding, apprenticed here in one of the towers, as you can see by his very striking hat. Speaking of learning new magics, I understand there is a spell which will allow me to deliver a message by generally avian or mammalian courier. If you could acquire such a scroll, I would be happy to.
Absolutely, my dear. Yes. Just gauging how much that's going to cost.
Second level spell for animal messenger.
Second level. Yeah. That will cost 200 gold.
Well, 200 gold. I barely knew you. I'll just pay her. Pay her in advance.
Come back tomorrow, I should have it.
I will do that.
Just out of curiosity, what's the rule for learning spells from party members?
If it is within, do you mean like through a ritual book?
I don't know. I just know we've got a druid in the party, and that's why
Oh,
that's why it occurred to me.
gotcha. So the only way to transcribe, you can't by knowledge unless you are like a wizard per
So
se.
it's got to be
Put
from
it
like
in
a
a
wizard
book.
spell book
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
scroll. Got it.
yeah, yeah. It
Got
needs to have been formulaically written out so that you can transcribe it into your own language and have it in your own.
Got it. So in theory, if someone has the ability to create a scroll from one of their spells, they could do that and give you the scroll, and you could learn it from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got
In
it.
theory, Dasani could create a scroll, but that would require its own magical.
Right. It would cost just as much. Probably take more time.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you?
Require me to understand the magical scribings of a stoned teenager.
Hey,
How do you write down the words of the wind, man?
It's all metaphors. It's all metaphors that Zashos can't understand.
Yup.
I don't
Just
know.
sitting there sweating, head in hands. These aren't words.
I'm saying dude every fifth word just like it's written, and it's not working.
Any other
Dasani,
special questions?
I tried to follow your instructions. I rolled some grass in this paper and I lit it on fire, but it did nothing. So I need to know what steps I'm missing.
Did you try the crabgrass, man? You probably would did it.
You can't just use any old grass. That's where you're going wrong.
Oh, I need the weed grass that Yumi planted. Got it.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't have any more money to spend. Not today anymore.
Pity. Everyone else good?
Yeah. I just plunked out all the money I just got.
As we're like stepping out onto the streets from our shop.
Okay, so we're going to get a contract to go into some spooky forest place. When is we going there?
That's part of what we have to discuss with the council. I'm not incredibly excited at the prospect of going into the Dreadwood, given the laundry list of dangerous entities in there, but we'll see exactly what they need us to do.
Well, Cecil, you gotta remember, you're probably one of the most dangerous things in there. I mean, how many dragons they killing?
Well, the fact that no dragons live in there might be indicative of the fact that they have already killed one. I don't know.
Lucky makes eye contact with you, Lauren, and goes,
That is a good point. I did not consider that. Or look, you know, I'm not going to the council, okay? There ain't nothing that I can say to them, and you all just tell me what it is. I'm gonna go say hi to Telly, and then I'll meet you by the boat.
Okay, I have another errand to run as well, so take your time. Enjoy your magic lessons.
Alright, Kralik wanders off, and the four others that remain go to the council hall. Anders is going from one office to another with a few books in his hands, and he gives you a big old smile and a wave. Hey guys, everything good with you? How's business?
It's going. Unfortunately, a little slower, I think, than we would particularly. Like, we are here. We understand that there is an offer made for business in the Dreadwood.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, Galen was putting together a contract. If that was something you guys were interested in taking up, are you guys uh, I don't mean to, I don't mean to be rude, but are you guys sure about that? Like, especially now, it's kind of like the kind of the worst season to be going through there. If you know what I mean.
I don't really. I'm not from here. What do you mean?
Uh, the hags are, in tune with nature, as fey creatures, and Granny Nightshade seems to always, I guess they tell ghost stories to kids, but they're not entirely inaccurate of her hunters coming and taking away small children and adults and people who wander the roads, and eating them. They're kind of at their height of power come autumn and winter. It's eh, just kind of, I'm worried about you guys. That's all.
I was unaware of that. Still, we'll see exactly what the contract would entail. There's no chance of us accepting a contract for any sort of, clear out the entire hag thread. No, that's just.
Oh, no, I mean, it'd be very convenient, but I wouldn't. Yeah.
What about you? How have things been here for you on the council?
Oh, fine. Things are fine. Yeah. Just had a meeting with Etta. Yeah, great, just fine.
Have she and council person Copperlock started getting along
Oh.
better?
I think the only time they do get along is after business, after working hours. Um, uh, Manny's been out of office a lot lately. I mean, there's not as much shouting since she's not around, but, to answer your question, no, not really.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
We'll be
yeah.
able to, get along. Coworkers. Anyway, we need to speak to Gellin and find out the exact details of this contract. It's very nice to see you.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye. And you can go to Gellin's office, and, he doesn't appear particularly busy, and welcomes you all in and says, I intend to be the lead negotiator for this particular contract as per my more personal interest in it. I hope that is all right with all of you. I was made aware of a perhaps unseen on my part, a disfavorable position that I held amongst your franchise.
But what on earth are you talking about, Gillen?
Not, 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 not among the current franchise members. We are quite happy to negotiate directly with you on this particular matter.
He looks at you very directly, Zashel, and says, "Oh, very well then."
Did he misunderstand me?
Sorry, one second.
You okay?
Hold on. Okay, I'm good. No, if you recall the conversation you had, you clarified that there was some tension, if nothing else, between your party and him that he was not necessarily aware of.
Oh no, I was saying that with the that most of that was like there was very I don't want to how do I want to put it? Yumi was very clear with her dislike on Galen
Mm-hmm.
because of the smuggling, and
Mhm.
yeah, now with Yumi there, I was saying that that is not the obstacle that it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Not
he
not with
takes
everyone else, but
yeah, that was not explicitly clear to him. He's interpreting what you've said. He sits behind his
oh,
desk, um, and takes out a paper that has some notes, where and says, "I have a proposal for a contract wherein we understand very better than most the danger the Hag Queen has poses as a threat to the region, and I don't anticipate, frankly, even with all of the skills that you all have, being able to disrupt that in any major way. However, I have found favorable funds to perhaps reward you if you are to bring the current count of 6 missing individuals home from Saltmarsh. In fact, we can even incrementally reward you based on how many people are brought home. There was a proposal that per individual returned, there's an opportunity for 1,000 gold as a hit, and in the in the great interest of Saltmarsh, and with again the understanding of how dangerous this request is, the head of Nightshade herself, we are prepared to reward with 10,000 gold.
Hmm.
you
These individuals are they all children?
I was going to say if you have a list of the individuals prepared, that would be
He nods
pertinent.
and turns the page towards you, and there are and he indicates that 5 of them are children, but one of them is a young woman.
A rescue mission is certainly within our purview. As to the second, we are to understand that this is the array of forces which this Granny Nightshade seems to control within the Dreadwood would certainly seem to make such a task unlikely even for the most powerful of seasoned adventurers, which, although we strive to uh, one day meet that qualification, I am very, again, recently reminded that that is not quite where we sit. There would have to be some rather extreme fortune on our parts, which I am loath to count on for any sort of contract negotiations.
I am inclined to agree.
The individuals in question, how long have each of them been missing?
A number have been gone for now the better part of 3 weeks. They were most recent, past 3 days. We can only hope. Well, I say hope. These people might very well be missing by other means as well, but it is unlikely. The frequency of disappearances surrounding the period between the equinox and the solstice, they are very typically attributed to the Dreadwood.
So there are no witnesses then to their abductions or anything like that.
A few, perhaps. But often the risk of infection of lycanthropy or even becoming a thrall to the undead often is enough if one happens to have seen an abduction to dissuade them from pursuing.
I just meant for us to question, yes. I wasn't casting dispersions on anyone who might have seen something. 1,000 gold per individual, all of whom you believe to have been sent into the Dreadwood. Presumably that is for living, living rescue.
That would be preferred.
If we discover that these individuals are already deceased, is recovery of remains any importance or simply proof of death? Some trinket or bauble that might show that they are in fact, well, unrescuable.
I feel as if families would appreciate having the remains returned. But if that proves too difficult, then simply proof evidence would be sufficient. Though I cannot feel in good conscience, unfortunately, even with the difficulty of the task that I am requesting, offering full payment for any deceased. Simply put, there are other individuals who are money-focused that very likely would be able to enter the Dreadwood, acquire such trinket, and leave the prisoner to rot. You understand? People who...
Your concern is that we would simply leave a living person behind because their rescue would be too different. Is that about a summary of it?
He nods. The people who frequent the Dreadwood are not the kind to be trusted.
Well, we don't exactly frequent the Dreadwood. We are, of course, happy to make whatever guarantees might be necessary. I am reasonably certain that our previous endeavors largely speak to our integrity on our deals, in that we would never attempt simply to, leave someone behind simply to make a gold, as it were.
Roll a persuasion check.
I hit Well, there it goes. Ooh, starting with a 5 tonight. What's wrong?
He says, while I would tend to agree with your personal integrity, I feel strongly about this position regardless.
I see. And so, what would your qualification then be for proof of death if remains are inaccessible or unattainable? A number of the creatures said to prowl the Dreadwood are known to be, well, cannibalistic. I don't really think anyone wants their loved one coming back in a stomach.
Agreed. Perhaps if you were to bring some form of evidence that you could present to one of us in the council rather than to the families, and I could figure some more appropriate method of communication with the deceased family members.
Sasha will look at Yop and Lauren and Lucky. Think that seems acceptable. Rescue of up to 6 kidnapped individuals, presumably taken to the Dreadwood.
It seems quite a reasonable offer and a noble endeavor at that.
Lucky shrugs.
And sorry. Are we bringing them back alive? Like, what if they're already all dead when we get there?
That's what I was talking about with proof of death, essentially, rather than necessarily having to haul 6 carcasses out of the Dread.
Okay.
This is amenable then?
Naturally. Is there an individual here who might... The Dreadwood is, what, several days away from here?
Yes.
Some sort of transportation, not strictly for our use, but rather we don't know how weak these individuals might be. A jail carriage, something along those lines that might be made available so that we may more safely transport any weak or sick individuals.
Not to be terribly shrewd, but I believe with all of the hirings and workers you have under your own employ, that should be something that is a task to be handled within your franchise.
Perhaps I will see what we can wrangle up. If it is outside of our means, I will appeal to you further.
Excellent. Good meeting with you all again. He smiles.
Galen, I have a bit of a non-acquisitions Inc. business to discuss with you, if you don't mind.
What sort of business would that be then?
Well, I've taken on a new intern, and I understand that he is one of your former employees, and I just wanted to make sure that you were both aware, and there were no hard feelings about that.
He raises his eyebrows.
I will leave you this discussion if this is going to be between the two of you then.
Oh yes,
No.
it's not a private conversation, but I also don't see why it would be of any interest.
No, certainly. Actually, this is, as you said, no private matter. If someone sought employment elsewhere, I am in no specific position to demand they stay for any reason.
Wonderful. Just so long as that doesn't interfere with our official relationship and our ability to obtain contracts from the council, I think we've had a wonderful working relationship.
I agree.
Very well then. And Yop will head out.
Okay. I'm assuming Lauren does as well?
Yes.
Okay. Gang, you meet back up. Do you, right, I'm assuming?
Is actually
yeah.
break off for 1 quick minute.
Okay. Everyone else
Have it.
meets back up? Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think there's anything else I have to do in town.
Yeah.
I have
Just-
one other thing, but I'll meet up with everybody first.
Cool.
Oh, I do. I do remember one thing. Yep.
What?
Oh, I want to see if that gnome is still locked up.
That's exactly why I wanted to meet up with everybody to see if you wanted to go talk to the gnome.
As it
I will-
happens.
I will leave the. Well, no, never mind. Lead on. Never mind.
As it happens. Yes.
I picture Zashel being like, I'm gonna let these idiots get. You know what? I better not do that. Okay, lead on.
As it happens, he is locked up, although he looks more cut up and bruised than you saw him last. It's very possible that he has since escaped and then been
Escaped and
returned
been
to this
recaptured.
stockade. He's half asleep when you approach, but as you get closer, his nose twitches as if he smells you, and then his eyes blink wide open, and he looks up at you with yellowed eyes.
Uh, um, I'll buy some bread again.
Oh god.
Buy a little bit of bread, a little bit of ale. You know, I'll take a cup of ale, some bread, and like begin to eat and drink a bit of it in front of him. I want him to know that like I have it.
He is visibly drooling.
Yeah.
Okay. As amused as I. No, that's not the right word. As horrified as I am by what is about to go on, I'm mostly here to see if there's something that he can say or tell us. So if I could have like just a small piece of that, Krellick, the bread.
You know, yeah. You know, Zazul, since I've been doing my magic, I think I've gotten smarter because you and I was thinking the same thing. What? Because now he's going to want this.
I'll break off a bit for you. Yeah.
It looks like he's hurt. Are you hurt?
Can you speak at all? If you can speak, simply say something, and I will give you this piece of bread. Is it because you won't speak or you can't speak?
He continues to blink up at you.
All right, Krellick, good luck. I eat the bread and I leave.
I would like to attempt animal handling on this gnome I'm gonna treat him like he is a wild thing, and like show him, make him track the snack, the treat that I have, right? And see it, offer slowly it in one of my hands to see if we'll eat from it.
Cool. Make an animal handling check.
So stupid. 16.
When the idea comes to you to try this, with kind of how Krellick's mind works, this doesn't even seem like at all the wrong choice. And when it works, it suddenly dawns on you that maybe that shouldn't have worked. But he seems to be behaving like a wild animal.
Yeah.
He is responding exactly like a mammalian animal does.
I'll give him like a little scritchy pat on his head.
He seems to really enjoy that.
I'll look to Yop and Lauren just kind of shrug like,
I think he's like a weird little badger thing.
Well, yeah, look, you're clearly making some progress. Please continue.
Yeah, but he don't really like talk, right? So, I mean,
Well, let me try something. Hello. Blink twice if you understand me.
He blinks once,
Was that
and
once
then
or twice, brother?
very distantly twice.
I don't know how to interpret. What do you think?
Lauren, you're good with people. Why don't you try to talk to him?
I wouldn't say I'm good with people. Also, he doesn't seem to be responding, so. I don't really want to be here. Like, is it really that hard to put some clothes on him?
he's naked, right?
Was
Yes.
he not naked
yeah.
the whole time?
Oh no, he 100% was.
Good.
He still is.
Yeah, she kind of has a hand covering her eyes, and it's like, yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna be over there whenever you're done talking to the crazy, person that's not dressed. And she just slowly starts backing away.
Maybe you could go buy him like little shorts or something. I have an idea, but I don't know it's gonna be. I don't know it'll work, right? Because he's like a little Minsky furry thing. I could try to like talk to him like he's an animal.
Well, it can't really hurt. I mean, we haven't been having much success trying to talk to him like he's a person.
Okay.
I'll take a sip of the ale, eat some bread, kind of sit down, like squat down and look at his eyes, and I'm gonna be ritually casting speak with animals, but I'm just saying like,
Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy?
When your ritual is complete, what do you say?
when it is complete, I will. The question must be answered: is he a good boy?
My master thinks so, but these people don't.
I mean, you's all right. What they got you all locked up for?
Good question. I don't know. I come here looking for things and find myself here. Wait till the master comes and gets me.
They say you've been biting people. You've been taking little nips out of people, they say.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, I think. But hold on just a second. I think he's working. He's saying that he has a master and he's been biting people.
Oh dear. Ask him who his master is.
Who's your master?
Wise fella. Very smart. Hold on, I'm trying to find his name.
He says he's wise and smart. It could be Zashel.
I was just thinking the same thing. Zashel always disappears.
Yeah, he disappears a lot, right?
Nope.
Maybe. Oh,
Name is Farron. Farron in the trees.
Farron in the trees.
He lives in trees. I live in trees. With Farron, the master.
He like you know what a monkey is? You ever seen a little monkey?
What is that?
I do like a little monkey impression.
He vaguely, like, his head tilts to one side as he's watching you, and his hands kind of flex similarly to how yours are moving.
Okay, he's a monkey. Okay, fair. His master's named Farron and he's a monkey.
the monkey, you say?
Yeah, he lives in the trees. What's your name? Oh,
Swarp.
Swarp. Okay.
Swarp.
Swarp is. Swarp. If we got you out of here, could you take us to where your master is?
He starts rocking furiously in the stockade, very excitedly.
Okay, alright, you like that idea, I think. If we let you go, is you gonna bite any of us? Yeah, you probably is. Hey, no biting, okay? I got bitten, it was a problem, okay? You gotta do me a favor, you gotta be good about this.
Okay.
That is the sound of no fucking promises.
Okay. Swore. Okay. Stay here, don't go anywhere.
Kind of curls his body up so that he's dangling, but is like frozen.
Well, his name is Swamp, and he said if we let him go, that he's take us where his master is.
His master's in the Dreadwood?
Maybe. Swamp, is your master in the Dreadwood? It's that way.
I point to where the Dreadwood should be.
No.
No? Okay. Where
Bad. Bad place.
Okay. No, it is not the Dreadwood. Swamp, can you point with your legs or your hands where your master is?
His body contorts in a very terrible fashion as he twists his body and his feet towards the sea grove over here.
The Sea Grove. Okay.
What's that forest that's out that way?
Oh, there's good hallucinogens in that forest.
Okay. All right. Look, I think we made some progress here. All right. I think that I think I'm gonna break them out, and then we need to buy like All right, you see the way he's moving. We gotta get like a leash.
Well, hold on 1 second, Krellick. Before you break him out, it sounds like we might have the potential for another contract so that we could get paid to find out why he keeps coming in here and biting people.
Yeah, but what's a monkey gonna give us?
Oh, well, the contract wouldn't be from the monkey, it would be from the city. Surely they keep putting him in the stock so they don't like him biting people. They would like it to stop. We can make it stop. If only we get paid.
You are so smart. You're good at this.
Oh, I thank you. Um, let's find Lauren and Zashel and tell them what we've learned. I have some ideas I need to start jotting down. And Yop will pull out her wand of endless ink and start scribbling designs for a baby Bjorn.
A what now?
We're gonna need to
Oh,
carry this
Bjorn.
thing. A little baby Bjorn.
Little Bjorn, one of those like baby straps to the front of Dad. You know,
Right.
That's what- Yep.
And what I was actually thinking more like a baby backpack, because if this thing's bitey, if we strap them real tight to the back of either Crop or Krellick or Yop, not a lot of biting.
Right. Yeah. Might break some teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I give him a little bit more of the bread and let him like hold the ale so he can drink some of it, and then we'll go get everybody.
All right, we'll take our 10-minute break. We'll come back at just the top of the hour. Okay, gang. Let's get back to it. Okay. Zashel wanted to go to Liru's to ask her some questions. And she and Punketta are home. I don't know what they're doing. Doesn't really matter.
Yahtzee.
There you go. They're playing board games. Which kind of sucks for Punketta because Liru can read minds. But anyway.
The first thing he will do is, of course, pull out one of the snow globes that he purchased in Waterdeep and hold it out. I probably should have wrapped it, but
Her eyes blink and for a moment hold a full crystal blue iris with slitted pupils that shoot wide, and she blinks again and they return to more human eyes. And she stands up abruptly and catches it in her hands and is absolutely delighted by this.
okay, I didn't throw it or anything.
No.
Okay.
She's grabbing it from you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, got it.
Yes,
got it.
yes. Yeah, she is taking it from you.
Sorry, I just had this mental image of I got you something like whips it like a fastball.
A glass ball.
That feels like a Krellick move.
Somebody knocking on my no. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
If it's that gnome, I quit D&D forever.
The gnome is at his door. Ah!
It's Chungle down.
No, they're setting off fireworks. Duh, it's midnight. I'm dumb.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, I was hoping I could ask you about your recent time spent in the Dreadwood when you were hiding from when we were concerned about the implications of Kelden.
her eyes are still very focused on this glass bauble that she is swirling around, and her gaze briefly flicks up towards you and then back down as she's beginning to pace with it in her hands.
Um, we've accepted a contract to rescue several individuals who have been kidnapped from town. I didn't know if there was anything you could tell me that might be useful to us in this endeavor. I've spoken with Colette and I forget the other name. It wasn't Edda.
Matilda, I think.
Matilda, that was it. Yeah. I've spoken with the Olins about Colette's time, the Dreadwood, some time ago. But anything I know your time there was more recent, so.
And she seems to remember your presence, and she says, well, I several things tried to read my intention, but, naturally that's impossible. There were a great many unpleasant things that were there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sashel. Did you say you're planning on going there?
Yes, several people have been taken from the town, and the council, specifically Councilman Primewater, is interested in retaining our services to rescue them if possible.
Oh, no. She moves some trinkets on one of the very densely packed shelves of knickknacks to make room for this thing, and says, "If you're not, who all would you be taking?"
The franchise, Yop and Lauren and Krellick.
Oh dear.
Should I? Is there something I should know?
Well, I don't know that I'm comfortable with you going there without protection. And she kind of puts a hand on her chest.
Protection from?
Well, from creatures that would read you, infect you mentally. The entire place reeks of a creature with so much control over the Dominion. I don't like that.
I'm not entirely sure what your... I mean, is there something specific that you're concerned with? Something that I can specifically alleviate? I mean, we knew that my work with Acquisitions Incorporated would be potentially dangerous. I don't see why this should be.
Well, yes, we did. But if something were to peer into your mind, they would have more direct access to what I think. That I am protected, but you're not. And if you go there without without me, there's a chance that the mists could interrupt our connection, Zashel. I don't think that me being there by myself, it was a little challenging to keep an eye out for you, but if you go there, if if I'm not if I'm not close enough, I don't know that I would be able to see you at all. And you would be very much seen by the thing that rules that place.
Huh. Well, the contract is accepted, so I can't exactly leave my companions to this task on their own. That would not be appropriate. Especially with the... Oh, I have not actually told you. Yes, there was a recent change of position within our franchise.
Oh.
They have moved several people around in positions again, myself included. So it would be inappropriate for the decisionist not to attend a contract.
Certainly. Decisionist. Congratulations.
It was given to me in a drunken moment by the previous decisionist, so I'm not really sure congratulations are in order. Is there something you know of that could protect the connection we have? Perhaps something that Captain Zendros may be able to acquire? Not that I have significant funds to arrange for this, but if it will alleviate concerns.
Potentially, a device designed to obfuscate location or shield your mind, perhaps, but certainly nothing affordable, I know, and nothing better than just, if I were to... Perhaps I should just come with you. If I'm close enough, then I can maintain our connection regardless, and the effects of the mist would be dampened significantly. The wild mists are incredibly dangerous, as I saw. But if I'm nearby, then perhaps that would alleviate some of that pressure.
I had been warned about the elemental fogs, and to beware the fogs. Is that you're concerned with? And I know you were just there, but this seems a little different, since we would be actively attempting to steal away the persons that she has, well, stolen from Saltmarsh. It would seem risky to protect our connection by putting you at risk, if that makes sense.
Perhaps we should discuss this a little bit more later.
Okay. Of course.
If there is something that you can conceive of that could protect the connection, the bond, a little bit better, then we should negotiate a means that way. But Zashel, even my time away, when I was there myself, it was not easy to see you, to give to you. You understand? And that was with me there. If you are the one within that prisoner's place, I don't know that I would be able to find you.
I will speak to my companions, my coworkers, and as you said, we will discuss this. I will see if we can figure anything out. If not, then we can come to an agreement at that time. How does that sound?
Agreed. And I'll remind you that I am not as frail as I appear. I survived there for several days on my own.
Yes. I realize that. I know you're. I understand I am perhaps worrying a little too much, but again, this is a little different. You were not drawing the attention that I am afraid we may end up drawing. Our last attempt at a, shall we say, covert mission at the Sauhagan Temple did not go particularly well. I doubt there is any chance that they will be willing to sign on to the pacts that I know you are attempting to make on the races here.
Oh. Yes.
I didn't think that.
Yes.
I didn't know if that included some of the more, shall we say, uncivilized races. No, that's not the right word. Uncooperative, perhaps, races.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. You are excused if you have nothing else.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And you meet up with the rest of the party out about town with some information.
Yeah, that's a terrifying place.
What's everybody else doing as they're coming away from the stockades?
I'm a bit off near a store somewhere away from the stockade, waiting for them to finish.
You see, and if you put straps here, you'd be able to carry the little guy right on your back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was thinking, like, just put a strap of leather just run around his neck.
Well, that might also work, but I'd recommend actually a strap of leather around his neck and then some length of solid pole, because if it was just leather, he'd run right back at you and bite you on the ankles.
Well, I mean, maybe, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. I figure if you bought me, I'll just, like, sock him one. You know, you gotta teach him who's the, you know, the alpha.
Yes, but I'd feel bad hitting the poor little fella.
You shouldn't. Yo, he's gonna bite you.
Well, that's why I think the straps and put him on the back, and he can bite on the shell all he wants.
Yeah, good idea.
I just start shouting Lauren's name very loudly.
What?
I wave.
You don't have to shout. I can hear you just fine.
So I didn't know where you was. Hey, we talked to the little guy.
You talk to him.
Yeah, he's like a wild thing. You know, a creature of the land.
He does make my heart sing, though. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he says that he's got like a master in the trees nearby, in the grove over there. I think Gopinaw is gonna figure, what's happening with him.
All right. Are we doing this before or after the missing children?
I'm not really sure. I think the first thing I'd like to find out is whether or not anyone would be willing to offer us a contract to investigate.
Well, didn't we just get a contract to find the missing children? Shouldn't we do that first? Also, the children could be dead, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's.
they've been missing for 3 weeks. I mean, they dead.
I mean, more children are going missing constantly, so should we not stop that first?
Well, this is like really close, so we could go there like today.
But you'd still have to negotiate a contract first.
Well, that's what we need, Zashel.
I scream Zashel's name.
You're still here. Okay. What's going on?
We talked to that little gnome man, and we found out his name is Swamp. And then
Okay.
he's got a monkey who's his master in the secret grove nearby, and
I'm sorry. You said this guy's master is a monkey?
well, he said his master was like in the trees, and monkeys is in trees, so
And this is more important than missing children who may be dead.
I'm sorry. Bottom line it for me. You've spoken to Swarp, and what? He has a master. Okay.
I look to Yop.
Well, we were thinking that the city of Saltamars continues to put him in the stocks whenever he comes into town. Clearly, he's a nuisance at the very least, and so perhaps there's an opportunity for another contract to handle said nuisance.
I'm sorry. Are you suggesting we get a contract to execute this gnome?
Oh no, I'm suggesting we get a contract to get to the bottom of the problem.
I mean,
Yeah.
the bottom of the problem is literally hanging out right there.
well, I mean, look, you asked me before we went to Waterdeep if I would kill that gnome, and yeah, I would have done it, but now I kind of like Swamp.
Okay, I understand you want to help this guy find his master, but I don't.
Oh, he has a master?
Yes, that's apparently a monkey.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
the monk in the
Yeah,
trees.
he's in
Yes.
the trees. Yeah, he's a tree
But I
master.
do not think this is the first thing we should do. There are more important jobs that we've already signed a contract for that we should prioritize.
What tree?
The trees over there.
Sexual.
I'm sorry. We have. I realize we have a contract, but we are having this conversation, so we might as well let it run its course.
Yeah, it's in the Sea Grove. So, I mean, we could be there today. I'm just saying we could just go do this, and
Just
then,
in the forest
you know,
outside of town.
yeah.
Isn't that on the way to the Dread Grove?
I'll point in the direction where the Dread Grove is.
Isn't the Dread Grove just up the same river beyond the Sea Grove?
Oh, no, it did not seem like that when I was talking to Swamp.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but I think the Dread Grove is a pretty large forest that spans sort of the north. The map's got me all screwed up.
Oh God.
Sort of the northeast.
Yeah, this way. But it does follow the
Okay.
Kingfisher River. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So we could hit the Sea Grove on the way to the Dreadwood. If we go upriver, i.e., take the turtle shell. So
See, there we are. We hit the Sea Grove on the way up the river.
So what we want to ask somebody if we can just take Swarp, even though he's in the stocks, or is that?
Well, I
Am
was
I
gonna just,
understanding you?
well, I was gonna break him out, but you think that we can get paid to do it?
I mean, I guess we can speak to Eleander. Eleander's the one that's been in charge of locking him up repeatedly, I think. We can offer to take Swarp off his hands and resolve the issue.
And
Yeah.
in worst case scenario is he says, oh, well, the issue's quite resolved by the stocks.
Yeah. Make sure you ask for big money.
Krellick, it's one gnome that they have locked up who, as far as I'm aware, hasn't murdered anyone. I don't think there's going to be extensive funds arranged for this, but we will see.
Well, you just tell them that's how it starts. It starts with one, and then before you know it, big money.
Tip of the spear.
Right. Tip of the gnome spear. Got it. All right, let's just go talk to Eleander and see if this is. I mean, this may not even be a concern. That may not care, but we'll go see. While we're on our way, let me run down a few things that I've learned about the Dreadwood, and I will just fill everybody in. While we are walking, I guess, to Eleander's.
A little bit more specific, what details do you actually share?
Everything that I learned from Colette and Matilda, which,
Okay.
so that's the Castle Spiral, the Elite Guard of Oni, the Infective Dreams, there's definitely undead in there, because there were some vampires that fed upon Colette, some blood drinkers. Other things wanted to eat her. Also beware of the fog, because it drains the life out of things. And, yeah.
Well, we just don't sleep.
That could
What?
become a concern for a lot of people, for a lot of reasons.
Well, if sleeping's bad, we just don't do it. Right? Problem solved.
It's more that the inability to sleep limits the amount of time we can spend within the Dreadwood. So, it's something for us to keep in mind. For now, let's go talk to Eleander.
Okay. At the office, he is incredibly busy, filling out a lot of paperwork, and there are many people actually at his office. And you actually end up having to wait some time before you are allowed in to speak with him. And he seems a little hurried and frantic, and just says, "Yes, is everything all right with all of you? Is there something I can do for you?"
Hopefully we can do something for you. We would like to take that gnome out of the stockades. We think we have found where his master might be, and hopefully we can convince his master to prevent him from running into town and biting people.
Great. Excellent. That's wonderful. He begins to wave to dismiss you, as if forgetting the specificities of your business.
Yes. I will try to keep contract dealings succinct. I understand you have a lot on your plate right now. Standard contract language, blah, 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 blah. What, I don't know what sort of bounty funding you normally use for this sort of trouble removal or anything like that. Normal stuff.
50 gold.
Zashel looks at Krellick.
Krellick looks at Yop.
Yop looks at Lauren.
I made my stance clear on. I feel like we should find the children.
Yeah, this will not interfere with that. Once we have signed this contract, we will collect Swarp. That's his name, by the way, Commander.
Sure is.
We will collect Swarp and be on our way.
Excellent. He's
You have
reading
it.
something else while he holds out a pen for you to put the contract under his hand.
I will do so and say we will also need the key to the stockades, else we can simply break them open, but I figured I would save you the property damage.
Please just go and speak to the jailer.
Ah, yes. Good to
As
see
long
you.
As long as we're here, is there anything we can do to help out with the raid on the Sahagin stronghold?
You've all done your part. Thank you.
How is that shaping up? I know you are very busy, but the
He looks up, takes off the spectacles he's been wearing to examine these documents, and he makes piercing eye contact with you, Zashel, and says, "Not well."
I was afraid of that. I wish we could have done more to assist the forces of Kioland in this endeavor. Unfortunately, we were very, very outmatched and nearly overwhelmed while we were there.
Yes.
Does he have any mints on his desk? Is he a mint on the desk guy?
No, absolutely not.
No.
This is the former soldier with a peg leg?
Yeah.
That would have been Gellin.
Okay. This is the soldier dude? Okay. I
Yeah.
don't fuck with the soldier guy. I like him.
He stares at all of you and waits for you to leave.
Yeah.
50 gold, look at my man, big money.
Apologies for not actually negotiating, but I've sort of felt that would be in bad form given how busy he was.
No,
I
that's
guess
fine. It's your decision, Zashel. I just feel like this group gets easily sidetracked from one thing to another, and this is just another one of those things in which we'll probably get sidetracked once again, and it'll lead to another class.
What was the first time? So this is another time. We should walk, by the way. We should go to, we have to go across the bridge to the jailhouse to get the key.
Yes, I
Yeah.
could use a little extra time. Based on my estimates, the materials necessary for the Swarp carrier I've currently designed would cost 70 gold pieces.
You know, I got a lot of leather. If that saves money, I actually got a lot of leather.
He is capable of walking, correct?
Yes,
And
and very
biting.
capable of biting too.
Yeah, we need like a muzzle.
Oh, a muzzler! And Yop goes to one again.
You can't simply make him understand that we are taking him to his master, and that if he bites somebody, we will put him back in the stocks,
Okay.
or just
Son's got it. Son's
bury
got his
him wherever we
satchel.
happen to be.
What'd you say, Adam?
Sun's got to shine.
Okay, but like once we are out of town, if he attempts to bite any of us, I will put him down.
No, just grab him by the scruff. He'll be fine.
Ew, like his skin folds?
He's like, I'm not kidding you. He's like a beast.
Then put a leash on him. That will save us time. What? Why are you all looking at me like that?
Man,
I
in
had the
order
same
for a leash
idea.
to be,
I literally had the same idea.
I think
Yeah, in
the
order-
problem with the
in
leash
order for a
is still
leash to be
can
effective,
bite.
you're gonna have to put it at the end of a stick, or he'll just come back around and you still bite you on the ankles. But we'll get it figured out. Don't you worry.
I have migraine from all of this.
That still didn't answer my question, though, Lauren. What was the first time that we got distracted?
This whole thing is a distraction. This whole conversation.
I mean, we're walking. We're walking and talking. We can't leave necessarily, and I'm assuming we're going to want to gather supplies. As I said to Gellin, we are almost certainly going to need to acquire some sort of carriage or wagon or something, and all of those things take time. So as much as any of us would like to immediately set out, there are simply logistical concerns that have to be solved and considered before we begin this task. It would be absolutely just a terrible idea if we got there and we were able to rescue some of these individuals, and then, they were unable to survive the trip home because we were making them walk, or they were bleeding, or...
Yeah, okay, so let's get the money and do the cart stuff, right? We'll go get all the regular stuff that we need. Do we need to you said the place was like spooky, yeah?
It is. Tell you what, Yop, if you will take the contract with Eleander here, take that to the jail. I will leave getting Swarp. I will leave that to you and Krellick. Lauren and I can take care of some of the more material logistic issues for this mission to the Dreadwood. How does that sound? We can divide and conquer.
Absolutely. Divide and conquer sounds like a wonderful plan. Let's go, Krellick.
Before you head out, Yop, if I could speak to you privately a moment. I have a concern about the time in the Dreadwood that may require your expertise. I don't know if there's anything you can do.
Yeah, well, certainly. What can I help you with?
My benefactor has expressed concern that the location in the Dreadwood, the mists especially, might prove problematic to maintaining the connection that we have. I don't know if there is anything that you could... more specifically, many of the creatures there are capable of peering into someone's mind, and that would... If they were to do that to me, that would, through me, open up a pathway to my benefactor, who is otherwise immune to their abilities. If there is something you know of that could shield that connection, or at the strengthen it such that they would be unable to utilize it while still facilitating my drawing of power from this benefactor, that would be extremely helpful. I know time is somewhat limited, so I know I'm asking a lot, and if there's nothing that you can think of, or if nothing that you can do, then that's fine. I just was... other
I will,
methods.
I will certainly give it some thought. There's nothing that leaps to mind immediately, but I will consider the problem and then see if I can come up with something.
Thank you. That's all I can ask. Good luck with Swarp.
Oh, we won't need any luck.
But you will need a muzzle. Don't forget.
Very true.
Okay. Swarp gang.
What's up? Swarp Gang here.
Swarp gang, what you doing? How we doing this? Going to get the keys?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Are
can
you?
produce. Yep.
You got 70 gold for just a thing?
Oh no, that was just a goof because the contract for
Okay.
50 gold.
Okay, excellent. Yes. I was like, 70 gold? What is happening? What are you making?
One of those
You-
like jewel encrusted dog carriers.
Yeah.
People with
Right.
little dogs.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton.
the kind that looks like a baby carriage
stroller.
with the shield over the top, the mesh net.
I mean, he looks so cute with the diamond encrusted mobile hanging over him. It's so nice.
And his diamond collar. Yep.
Right.
We can probably like buy something. You want to just like buy something to get him in?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, at this point, the way I figure this is going to work is we're essentially going to get the key. On the way to pick him up, get like a bit for a pony.
Yeah.
Shove it in his face and strap it on, and away we go.
All right.
And the real question that I know everyone's asking themselves right now is, are Krellick or Yop going to purchase him clothes? And the answer is no. No,
No,
we're
of
not.
course not. They're turtles. They don't
Nobody
even
is
need.
even questioning that.
Right.
Oh my god. Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
You're going to be walking around with a naked gnome with a bit and a leash.
Don't kink shame.
Oh my
God.
god.
Yep, I agree to all that for sure.
Hold on. Bit and bridle, 2 gold. Okay, that's what I needed to know.
I'm knocking it off my gold right now.
Yep. Okay, so you can be handed
I
the
get
contract.
some fish. Well, I steal some fish, of course, to feed it. Yeah.
Okay. You are handed the contract, so you can go and talk to Craddock. He reads the contract, gives you the keys. You're allowed to go to the stockade. Do you need to specify what like anything else that is happening at this point, as far as like the fish?
Oh no, just that I just have food for him. You know.
Okay. All right. He's
Watch your
happy.
fingers, Krellick.
He immediately begins like scampering, but you can catch him. He is fucking wily though. And once he has the bit of metal like in his teeth, he's got his like hands gripping the leather, and he's just champing at it and has his like feet curled up as he's like trying, like he's playing with it kind of like a cat does, and you just have to drag him on his back by the bridle through the dirt as he is just, you just hear
Oh, excellent.
This is going great, Krellick.
It is. This is the best idea we've ever had.
you can even lift it enough that he is dangling from it in
Yep.
the air.
Yep. If Yop will join me, like I offer him in the bridle so we can both hold him a little bit, and like a couple with a pit child.
Just swing between.
Yep.
Yep. Oh boy. Whenever we have a moment like where we've like we're meeting up by our ship or whatever, I'll take time as we're waiting for everyone to get together to speak with animals a bit again for him, just to check in, see how he's doing. Also to explain what's happening. To tell him.
I love that you wait till after you put the bit in his mouth to do that.
Yeah, forgot about that, huh?
You just shove a metal bar in his mouth.
You're all from the fish, so his mouth opens, right?
So what you have to do, what you have to do with a horse to get a bit in their mouth is you put your thumb into their mouth behind their teeth so they can't bite you. So all I'm picturing is big ass, like massive Krellick is shoving his thumb into this gnome's mouth to get this metal bit in. Open up! Open it!
Okay. Lauren and Zashel and Lucky, what do you guys need to do anything before you're meeting up? What are you doing?
Also said we need to gather supplies because we're missing them.
I'm not clicking that SNL skit right now. Yeah, we're gonna need rations. We might want a healer's kit. We're going to need some basic supplies. I am not expecting that if we find there are 6 individuals on the list. I think there is almost no chance that we are able to find and rescue all 6 of them alive. Krellick is not wrong. One of them has been missing for 3 weeks. And although they kept Colette Oland, for some time, they kept her alive for some of the more dangerous undead denizens to dine on. 3 weeks is an exceptional amount of time. To that end, we are going to need medical supplies for those who are found in a state unfit to travel. We will need additional water and rations and supplies to make the journey back. Even with the turtle shell, I expect there will be no small amount of overland travel that well, I guess we can use the turtle shell for that. We don't really need a carriage now that I think about it. That's handy. But we will still need the supplies for, you figure there's, 9 of us if we bring Toby and Micah to pilot and protect the turtle shell while we are in the Dreadwood. Plus, potentially, although as I said, I don't really believe we'll get all 6, but we should plan for rescuing all 6 just so that if we, by some miracle, do, we don't find ourselves short of rations and everything else we might need. Does that make sense?
Yes. I could just create the food and water. It won't be the best tasting, but that's not an issue.
We'll consider that a backup plan. We don't. I understand and I appreciate that offer, but we never know if you may need your magical energies for other things while we are there and making our way back. So,
Well, then we should get on with buying these things. I'm surprised we don't have resources stockpiled and prepared in advance for trips, but
we do for us. But like I said, there will be 6 the turtle shell is stocked for its normal complement, but for the extra individuals, Lucky, you're the cartographer. Do you have any idea how long this trip might be? Have you ever been to the Dreadwood? I don't suppose there's much piracy there, so probably not.
Lauren and I have been there a few times the past few days. It's about 2 days out.
Okay. So that's another.
Well, it will be if we take the river and use the turtle shell. Walking, it's longer.
Okay. And I had meant, you know what? It doesn't matter what I meant. I apologize for not being more.
You're good.
Um,
She looks at you, Lauren. You don't want to say anything? Okay.
Well, the whole group isn't here for me to debrief them. I figured we could do it when we're on the boat, once we actually get going. So I don't have to repeat myself to Kralik and Yop again.
oh, okay. We were all together a moment ago.
They were
well-
quite busy with that
Swarp.
new
Yeah,
quest of theirs.
that's a fair point. I can't really argue with that. The good thing is the Seagrove is, I mean points. It's not. It's just outside of town, so we can actually probably deal with that today and set out tomorrow. I needed to wait for Captain Zendros. The spell I asked her to acquire would allow us to send messengers back and forth without having to, or send messengers to town in case anything came up while we were there. I thought it might be a useful addition.
Yeah, sounds
to our
good.
repertoire. So,
I mean,
if-
we still need some time to be ready. I don't think we should go today. Anyway.
I just meant yeah, I didn't think we should set out for the Dreadwood, but if we wanted to turn Swarp to his,
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this, monkey master in the trees. Raise your hand if you think that's going to be an actual monkey. No one? Yep, didn't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, that we can deal with today. The grove is right there, so that's one less thing to have to worry about on the turtle shell. I think a naked, bitey gnome in
He's
an enclosed space.
he is not allowed. Just gonna say that one right now. I will
I-
dangle him over the side if I have to.
I sort of figured that might end up being where he would be, hanging from the bowsprit or something. Wait, we do. If we'd like, I can send Toby and Micah along with a sum of money to acquire the supplies, and we can we can wait for Yop and Kralik and deal with that now. How does that sound?
Great. And she goes to the docks, and you hear sharp whistling as she gets them ready to go to take care of some things. And the rest of you all meet up, right? Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think so.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That doesn't look at all troubling as we are walking through town.
A lot
There
of people
is-
have noticed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure. The good news is, for your friend Swarp, is we're going to head straight to the grove and return him. And we'll go meet with his master. How's that? Good? Yes, good. All right, let's go.
Great.
I mime to Swarp because I didn't cast the spell to him. Like pointing to him, and then me, and then the grove, and make a monkey thing.
He stares at you very perplexed. And she just keeps
Uh.
champing and salivating over the metal bar.
Hell yeah, we tug him along.
The whole time.
How long will it actually take to get to the Sea Grove far as
Well,
from
at this point, the whole swamp ordeal has taken hours, but it takes it like half an hour to get to the sea grove.
to get to the Seago? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, I do ask if they can wait for a minute so I can explain exactly to Swarp what's happening. Um, I tell them it will take approximately 20 minutes for me to explain this. Are you guys cool?
It'll make our life easier, I'm sure.
Okay. I'll do speak with animals as a ritual
Mm-hmm.
to talk to him. Tell him we're taking him and all that. I'll ask him. I'll ask him if I let you off the leash, will you be good?
God.
All right, that's a no. I'll ask him. I will ask him though if he'd like to do me a favor, and if he wouldn't mind. I don't know how to explain this. Is like I want to cast Beast Sense to be able to see through his senses for the next hour. So like I'll ask him if he would mind doing me a favor. I don't know how to explain that as a human being.
He seems to know what you're talking about and gives you permission.
Cool, hell yeah. So I'll cast Beast Sense. So I'll be able to flick like a familiar between his senses and mine.
Yep. But he's just with you right now, so but yeah.
Yeah. I'll ask.
This does work. I will clarify. This works.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah.
cool, cool. All right, let's head off.
Okay,
Cool.
let's go.
All right. You walk past the fields out of town towards the Sea Grove, which is crested on a hill, a beautiful and soft forest that is it is at once dense, but not so dense that you can't see too far. The lovely weather actually makes this place kind of glow. It's truly a little lovely place. However, you can see how it very much could feel like a terrible, dreary place if the ordinary weather of Salt Marsh, the cold and the damp, had really taken happened to be the weather of the day. And as soon as you approach the tree line, he starts getting Swarm gets a little antsy and begins picking up his feet and is walking and sort of dragging as well, trying to and crawling on all fours and sniffing the air. He knows where he is and apparently has a direction. You see a few other people who are here. There are people who are unhidden, people sitting at campfires and are hiding out, I guess, out here. There's some animals, but not many. But Swamp leads you to a place that feels rather deep within the trees. A clearing that has a spring of bubbling clear water with a stone slab that is set on the far side of it with a carving that looks as if it is still in progress of a unicorn in profile, a that is again mostly finished, but is not yet completed. And around here are signs of civilization. There is like a designated fire pit. There is a laundry line that stretches near the spring. There is some cookware and other utensils and things that are out, and as soon as he breaks the tree line, Swarm just lets go of the bit and sprints up on top of the rock, and then begins climbing into the trees itself. And you hear him skittering like upwards.
He's still on the leash. Like he's
No.
like the leash. Okay.
He let go.
Okay. I'll flick into his senses to see like what he's seeing, where he's going.
He is a good 20 feet in the air in a tree, looking down at you.
Oh yeah. Because it's that vantage point, then I'll turn to the rest of the group, but my eyes are like rolled back in my head, and
I'll say, I think this is the place. Fennel, is there a Fennel? Fennel here?
I think his name was Farron.
Could be.
You hear something coming from the other side of the spring, behind the stone, and some brush is pushed away, and out climbs a little a possum, who is clothed in some leathers and a cape, and is walking on his hind legs with a wooden bowl, a very small wooden bowl, and a mortar and pestle tucked into his arms. He seems to be trying to work as he climbs out of the bush, and he looks up at all of you and says, "Yes, hello."
Are you Farron?
Oh, yes, I am. Is there something I can help you with?
Zashel looks at Yop and Krellick and does the two-handed, like, go ahead.
Do you know a little gnome fella? He's a bit chompy, goes by the name Swarp.
You found him. Oh, was he in town again?
Yes, he was. It seems he likes to get into town and get bitey with some of the people in there.
I know. I'm so sorry. That's can't really. I've been doing a lot of work trying to train him. You know, it's easier to train bullfrogs than it is to train gnomes. And he sets down the tools he's working with near the fire pit and puts his little paws on his hips, and then whistles, and clicks his tongue, and you hear rustling above you as Swamp climbs vertically downwards from one of the trees, and goes to sit next to Farron, who pets him on the head like a dog. Thank you for bringing him back anyways. I appreciate it.
Oh, he was a good boy.
Oh, really? No biting?
No, a lot of biting. He was doing a lot of that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I think you might want to have a conversation with him. I don't know that you'll be so lucky to get him back if he goes into town again.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, the town seems quite perturbed with his bitiness, and I can't promise that the next time you will be so lucky as to have people interested in his well-being to bring him back to you. He may very well starve in the stocks in the center of town.
He turns to the gnome and puts his paws on either side of his cheek and begins like pulling at his mouth to like look at his teeth and say, "You're ruining my teeth, dear." And he and smacks him on the side of the face, so very lightly. Okay.
How is it that you met this Swamp?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude and interrupt. He's ruining your teeth. that is what you just said to him. Did I mishear that?
No. This is, this, Sworn Peer happens to be in possession of my own body, and, we've been spending a good amount of time trying to figure out the best way to, put our consciousnesses and souls back in the right spot, but unfortunately, with him running off and the complicated nature of the magic, it's not really come easily. It's been a few winters, hasn't it? And he puts his hands again on his hips and lightly taps his foot, scowling at the gnome who is elsewhere looking and seems to be tracking a flying insect.
Wait a minute. So, y- you're Swamp?
No, my name is Farron. Swamp is the name of my pet possum, whose body I happen to be in.
How did that happen to you?
A foray into the Dreadwood and an unfortunate mishap with the locals.
Oh, we're going to the Dreadwood.
His ears flatten and his eyes go wide.
Yo, he is adorable.
And seemingly quite intelligent, too. Are there any supplies from the Dreadwood which you think might help your experiments to re-swap your souls, so to speak?
Possibly, if you were to acquire perhaps the foci of the hag who happened to curse us, I might be able to undo it from there. That would still take quite a bit of time and materials, but it'd be better than working with nothing.
And I'm positive I will not like the answer to this question. Which hag exactly would we be stealing this foci from?
Oh, Madame Marie, I believe she called herself.
And if I had to guess, she would be found in Castle Spiral?
Oh no, unlikely. Only Nightshade only keeps her most trusted confidants within the castle spiral. No, more likely you'll find her probably within the inner circles.
Is you able to talk to each other?
Of course. And he rubs behind Swarm's ear.
That's the spot where he locked it.
It's okay, Grelic. We're doing the right thing.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can tell us about the Dreadwood that might be useful or pertinent? It seems to be quite the expanse, and we've heard multiple warnings about the creatures and the phenomena that we can expect to find within the woods.
His little tail flicks behind him a few times as he rubs his chin. I suppose you know not to sleep there, yes?
Correct. And to
And,
beware the fog.
Yes. Do you know the nature of the fog?
Only that it possesses some sort of elemental energy. It's known to sap the life essence out of things that get caught within it.
It very well could. It has a, Well, I believe it might be some way attached to another plane, one of natural chaos, perhaps the Fae, which would only make sense seeing its master and all. But
Sorry,
it
is
has. Hmm?
when you say the master of the fogs, you're referring to Granny Nightshade or to someone else?
Oh, that I am, yes.
Okay.
Oh, see, if you happen to access the weed by channeling any arcane within it, unless it is divine and should well not necessarily divinely well blessed. Maybe that's not right. The word, quite the word. It is difficult it is difficult to manipulate the arcane in the way that you intended. There's usually a backfire or side effect that could potentially be quite ruinous. The first time I went through there in my own body, I lost half my beard.
I can assure you I
What
am
what happened to the other half?
Got melted.
we are extensively all too familiar with the phenomena that you are describing. Karis would hear, Zasha would look straight at it.
You said Farron has like a mortar pestle, like he's like making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have like other like? Does it look like he's a potion maker? Like what other kind of equipment besides the mixing thing does he have?
You see that he's burning incense and herbs, like at in the embers of the fire, and is setting up like stones in a very specific way. Perhaps he is preparing some ritual.
Oh, okay. Um, I'll ask him.
Hey, what you got going on?
Oh, I was getting prepared to see if I could spy on dear Swarm and see if I could find him again. I usually know where to look, but it's very important to make sure when I bring him back that I am not seen.
Gotcha, gotcha. Hey, if you was there, um, hey, can you make us something so that it's not so spooky?
Mm, I don't know if that's something within my ability.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I'm a little limited in the natural arts.
I'll say magic is pretty difficult.
Truly,
Um,
his
my,
whiskers kind of wiggle, a flick.
uh,
my name's Krillic, by the way. They call me Krillic the Red.
You know my name, Farron Castellar. And if there's anything that I could be of service to you, um, uh, I'm I perform rituals and ceremonies in here on occasion.
Maybe. What
My
kind of ritual, like?
services, well, my services are open to the public, but often they are limited in what they are needed. I send messages to people in faraway places. I can perform funerary rites, things of that nature.
Certainly hope we will not need those anytime soon.
Well, if you wish to not be buried by chance in the graveyard of Prokan, then be sure to bring yourself here.
I am absolutely offended that you made me Newman in that. I am 100% offended that I am Newman in this picture.
Farron, it has been fantastic to meet you.
I'll like get down and extend a little my clawed hand to him.
He'll shake your hand. Should come by for a full moon. You might enjoy a little walk through a labyrinth with me if you're ever bored.
I think I like that very much.
Farron, the connection between you and Swarp when you were in the Dreadwood, was there any way to protect that connection against the intervention of some of the more mentally minded creatures there?
No. In fact, if I ever sent a swarm ahead just to peer ahead of us, I'd lose sight of him after about 20 feet or so.
I see.
Connections are quite delicate out there.
So I've been told. Well, thank you for your time. I really do hope you will try to keep a better, paw, I guess, on Swarp. The town guard is getting very tired of it.
His ears
Not to mention
droop.
the variety of less than savory characters who sometimes make their who stay within Saltmarsh. So, for his sake, hopefully he will stay here where he belongs. But at least we've solved that particular mystery, I guess.
Well, thank you.
I'd like to give Swarp one of my waterproof pouches as a parting gift.
He starts chewing on it immediately.
Excellent.
All right. Is that it for you guys?
On the way out, Yop is going to be looking for any hallucinogens.
Why don't you roll me a nature check?
Probably could have just asked Farron.
What do you think he was grinding up, man?
I didn't want to steal his stash.
Yeah.
See, that's actually the secret. Farron and Swarp didn't swap bodies. They're both just tripping non-stop.
A shared
for the past
hallucination.
2 years.
You can find both a inviting collection of mushrooms and some herbs you know if dried and brewed into tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
My shit right there. I mean, so I've heard in theory in D&D.
Wow, that's a lot of stipulation.
All right, fantastic.
I think we did a good thing, and I think, what is it that we need to get for Farron? Because I wasn't really listening.
He wants the foci from this Madame Marie hag. She's the one who cursed him and Swarp to begin with. That would give him a base for working against the magics that he finds himself currently, or they find themselves currently.
All right, we's going there, right? Don't we have to do something about this Marie anyway?
Probably. I mean, maybe. Our mission is stealth and extraction, less. Yeah. You know, I said it.
Did you put that in a contract? Please tell me you did not write that in a contract.
I did not write the word stealth, no. But this is a rescue mission, Krellick. There is simply too much within the Dreadwood for us to attempt even to clear the place out on our own. It's simply, I think, especially given the environment itself of the Dreadwood, it is not feasible for us to expect to storm through there and, simply go wherever we want and do whatever we want. I think we will be far better suited to make sure we consider stealth as an option.
Yeah. Is we driving the boat there? Because that's real stealthy.
We are not taking the boat into the wood itself, no. We will take the turtle shell up the river, and as close as Lucky feels is safe. I don't want another repeat of Abbey Island, since I doubt that anything within the Dreadwood is going to be as accommodating to Toby and Micah as Bernadette was.
Well, at least as long as we're in the turtle shell, we don't have to worry about any of the undead that we've been hearing a ton about. Huh?
I don't know that I would go that far. Some of them are almost certainly intelligent enough to understand how to get onto the boat, so
I didn't last time we let
I think
the
lucky means we hollowed the ship.
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
hell
Well, if
yeah.
that's enough. Is that enough to keep them off? Religious matters are not exactly my area of expertise.
If it's not, then we paid 1,000 gold for a big mistake.
We'll break his legs.
Zashel just sort of puts his hands out, looks around like, that does sound like something we would do, doesn't it?
Fair enough.
Didn't last time we let Toby and Micah on the boat, didn't they get all attacked and everything?
Yes, that's the reference I was just making to Bernadette.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't take the turtle shell all the way there. We leave it in the water, and then we just go.
Yeah, like I said, that we'll take the turtle shell as close as Lucky feels is safe for everyone involved, keeping in mind that we may need it. We may need the turtle shell to extract any wounded or infirm individuals that we are rescuing.
Yeah. Hey, can anyone magic someone from like far away?
That depends on the magic.
Like, we could be in the forest and then you magic Toby and Micah on the ship and you're like, all right, drive it in, and they all like slam it in, and then we all run and jump on it.
Yes, that is something that can be arranged.
Be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we should make sure to finish preparing anything anybody needs while we are here in town or back at the lighthouse. Captain Zendros should have my spell scroll tomorrow. I will take the time to scribe it while we are en route. That will give us some admittedly slightly more limited means of communication, but useful nonetheless.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
All right. If that's it for everybody,